we have dog lovers? Please raise your hand. Oh, well, when my husband Charlie and I first got married, we got 2 dogs. And I loved those dogs. They were our kids before kids kind of dogs, you know what I mean? Spoiled, rotten. I think actually they thought they were human. And I never thought after they passed away that my heart would ever be able to be open again to getting another dog. I just never thought I could love another dog as much as I loved them. In fact, it took over 5 years before my heart was ready to love another dog. Plus, I really wanted my kids to know the love and joy of having a dog growing up. Now, it took a lot of work to convince Charlie, though, that we needed a dog again. It took months of begging and pleading from me and from the kids to finally talk him into it. But he had 3 conditions. Charlie says, fine, we can get a dog. But here are my 3 conditions. It must be a female. It must be a German Shepherd, and it must be a puppy. I was like, I don't care what kind of dog. I just want a dog so badly. I don't care what kind, I don't care what type. That's fine, and I agree. So I started looking into breeders. I had no idea that the going rate for a female German Shepherd puppy is like $3,000. I thought, oh my goodness, such a difference from the 2 dogs that we got when we were first married. We literally got them from a kid that lived on a farm looking to sell the puppies for a little extra Christmas money for $5 a piece. But I thought, okay, I want this dog. I've just got to find a way to make this. So I'm looking through the house going, what can I sell? What extra shifts can I pick up? How can I get a little more income so I can get this dog? So I schedule a meeting with one of the breeders to look at their dogs. And I'm backing out of the garage and my phone rings. And it's the breeder. She says, I am so sorry. This never happens. But both of the people who show our dogs had emergencies today, and we're gonna have to reschedule. That's fine, that happens. So I pull back into the garage, I get out of the car, and as I'm going back into the house, my phone rings again. And this time it's my daughter Lindsay's best friend Lila. And she says, hey, I hear you're looking for a dog. Well, I volunteer at a rescue, and they have a German Shepherd-like dog. I start laughing, I'm like, German Shepherd-like dog? And I thought, well, what the heck? Let's just go. You know, the breeder didn't work out. Let's just go take a look at these dogs. So I thought, well, let me wait for my kids. They're about to get home from school. We'll all go out and it'll be really fun. So they get home, we drive out to the rescue. We pull up to the black gate, and it is absolute chaos. I mean, it's out in the middle of the country, 10-acre plot, and there are dogs literally running everywhere. So as we go in, we get a little closer, and way out in the distance, I can see Jamie. She's the founder of Rescue for All. And she's got the German Shepherd-like dog on a blue leash, and she is stepping on the end of the blue leash to try to keep the dog from jumping up on her. Now, I hate to even say this, because I love dogs, but I could tell it was a dog. And I knew that it would never work with the hundreds of people that we have coming into our backyard for ninja events and competitions. Now, luckily, amidst all this chaos, my kids were thoroughly entertained. And I had the time to figure out how in the world was I going to break the news to the kids that we were not going to be able to go home with a dog today. So I'm standing there talking to Jamie, and I look out, and my oldest son, Brett, is in the distance, and he's chucking the tennis ball playing fetch with the dog. And the dog just caught my eye. And I just got really curious. I was really wondering, like, what is that dog's story? They all have a story out there. And so I asked Jamie, I said, what's that dog's story out there? He said, oh, that's Koda. She said, he's been here for about 2 months now. He was being abused and neglected. And they think that another animal in the home was attacking him because he has scars all over his body. And then she said when they picked him up, that his front paw was severely injured, and that the stench from the rotting flesh was so bad that on the drive to the vet, they actually had to roll the windows down to stop from gagging. She said Koda almost lost his leg that day, but luckily the vets were able to remove all the infected tissue, and he just lost one of his toes. Now, Jamie and I kept talking, and I heard other dog stories. And in the midst of all this chaos, Koda comes over, and he sits right on this left foot. And he just looks up at me with his big brown eyes, as if to ask, "Are you my new mommy?" It was in that moment that I knew Koda was our dog. How in the world was I going to go home and tell my husband Charlie that this 2-year-old male pit bull mix was our female German Shepherd puppy? Now, luckily for me and Koda, the rescue has a 2-week foster to adopt program. She says, here's the deal, 2 weeks, no questions asked, no judgment. If it doesn't work out, just bring the dog back. Well, I now know what it's like to find your spirit animal, your soul dog. Koda is literally the dog version of me. Abused, neglected, but somehow still happy and enjoying life. You see, Koda and I see the world through a very similar lens. We have the baggage and scars to show that life wasn't always so great for us. But we choose to find the good, the joy, the beauty, and the love around us. And to think, if things had turned out how I had imagined them, Koda and I never would have met. Sometimes in life we think we know exactly how we want something to turn out, and we can see exactly how it should be. But what I found is oftentimes the challenges, the setbacks, the obstacles, the failures, the no's we receive, oftentimes might just turn out even better than we imagined. Be open to your Koda moments. What in your life might just turn out even better than you had imagined.